And he's like, excuse me? And then she like walks away with Declan.
She's like, see you later. She's being real manipulative. And Spinner says something funny, but I don't remember what it is. I just know that I love Spinner.
Yeah. And
I think he says something like, even for Holly J, that was like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like they don't have athletic banquets for like JV, but whatever.
I honestly didn't know that was a thing at all.
But then we're at the banquet and the coach is being creepy and is like adjusting Casey's collar and telling him to go after underage girls, and it's gross.
I hate it.
And then
Casey goes and sits next to her and she's like, I like your jacket. And he's like, I like your everything.
It's so gross. I
hate it.
And then Casey wins most improved player. And then all he says is like, go Panthers. But and Jenna kisses him on the full-on mouth. Immediately
kisses him. Does not know that he and Claire broke up. Yeah. Is just bold as fuck.
Yeah. And then Marco has to like hang out with Mr. Perino at this thing now because he's like, I'm a teacher. And then we see Allie do a drive-by by like Jenna and Casey. And she's just like, well, fuck you. Blah, 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 blah,
oh, no. It's so good.
It's like stands up for Claire and it's great.
It's so good. Dave is talking to Casey. And he's like, man, you guys are like a power couple, blah, blah, blah. And fucking Allie goes, so powerful, they pushed Casey's girlfriend right out of the way.
Yep.
And then she looks at him again. And she goes, I guess all it took were a pair of pom-poms, huh?
Allie is savage and amazing.
Allie is still my favorite of all the human beings. So much. She's incredible.
And then the coach is like, hey, you and your girl want to get out of here? And then he's giving a child his room key at the hotel.
These fucking hotels?
What the fuck? Although we do later find out that the coach is actually staying there like while he's coaching. But it's like, ugh, don't give a child your hotel room key. This is so weird.
It's so weird and gross.
And then
it's just so
then
fast
they go up
and
to the
sketchy.
room and they start like making out, and Casey's like, when I know what I want to go after it.
Which is not true. We know this for a fact.
It's not true.
That is not a real thing.
And then the coach walks in on them to quote unquote grab his wallet, and Jenna is like, oh, this is creepy. I'm going to leave. This is weird. Like she's like, stranger danger. This is bad.
She has bad vibes, and we all do. Like, because he's a big fucking creep.
And then he's like, Casey, stay. Let's watch some, like, game footage or something. And he's like, okay, cool. That's fine.
He's like, Jenna, do you mind if I stay? And she's like, I guess not.
And it's like, no, Casey, don't. And then he's like calling the group home to, like, extend his curfew. And it's like, I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I honestly, I think he's lucky that he wasn't murdered.
Honestly.
Because he didn't call the group home. The coach called the group home. Why was the group home okay with this? For a while, I thought that maybe, like, he wasn't actually calling them and they were going to freak out. But I guess he did call them.
No. Oh, I didn't like it. But then we're back at the banquet, and Marco goes up to Holly J, and he's like, no more avoiding me, young lady. And then he's like, so I guess you're going to take that 0, right? And she's like, what? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, tell you what, if you turn it in before midnight, then it's fine. She's like, but that's in 2 hours. And he's like, better get writing. And he's like standing his teacher ground.
Yeah, he is. And it was funny. He also was like, everyone else turned it in by 6. And she looks at Declan. And she's like, everyone. And Declan's just like not looking anywhere. It's really funny.
It's amazing. And then we're in the hotel room and the teacher takes off his shirt and is like changing in front of Casey. And I don't like it.
It is so upsetting.
And he's like, he's staying at Degrassi until finals, and then he's moving on because he is a predator who can't stay in one place for too long because he's gross and creepy and does creepy things to children.
So creepy. So creepy. Oh my God,
and then he's giving Casey a beer, and it's so bad. It's so bad, and I hate it.
I made a note, which, by the way, is a good rule of thumb for everyone. Just like adults never need help from children. Like if an adult is asking a child for directions, that adult is going to kidnap that child. Yeah. Adults do not need your help if you are like under 18.
No.
An adult does not need your fucking help for anything.
They also do not give children beer.
No. Adults do not want to drink with children.
No.
I'm barely an adult. I am 26. The idea of drinking with anyone under 21, like, bums me out.
No.
That is not a thing. I'm not like, you know what I want to do? I want to drink with this 17-year-old. No, he's like 14 or 15. I want to drink with this 15-year-old. No, absolutely.
Nah, dog.
Fucking not. Nah, dog, indeed.
warning sign. But Casey has no concept of warning signs because he's been abandoned by his parents, and he's like wants so bad to have like an adult figure who loves him in his life that he's like, this is normal, sure. Like, he gets me. I don't know.
It's a real bummer.
And it's really sad.
It's really upsetting.
But then
Casey needs therapy.
Oh, poor Casey. And then we're back at the banquet, and Mr. Perino's like being Marco's like teacher mentor. And then Marco goes up to
and Perino also tells him that he's like, yeah, no, my first day as a student teacher, I brought a guitar. I sat on the floor. It was a math class.
That reminds me of that scene in School of Rock.
Yeah.
So get off your ass and do some math.
It's good.
But then Marco goes up to can't remember who's dancing.
It might have been Trish.
Was it Trish and Ethan?
It was definitely Trish and Ethan. Get it together, Trish.
Get it together, Trish. And then Marco's like, leave some room for the Holy Ghost. And he's like, at least just don't do this in front of the teachers, okay? And then he like walks away and they like smush back together. Goddamn, get it together, Trish. What are you doing? Trish.
But then he gets Holly J's essay, but like in a text that just says essay.
Yeah.
It's clearly a text message. This is a flip phone. It's not receiving any emails.
Exactly.
It's hilarious.
But she turned it in on time. Sure, whatever.
Cool.
Oh, but then we're back in the hotel room.
It's so sketchy.
And Casey's like, I need to go home. And the coach is like, I can't drive. I'm drunk. And I'm like, he's trapping you there. Do not crash on the pullout. No.
Oh.
And then it gets even worse. And he turns on porn.
Oh, no. First he says something gross. He's like talking to Casey about the girl thing and like about the Jenna thing. Casey's like, he's like, sorry to interrupt. He's like, it sucks, right? When you get all riled up and have to stop, which made me throw up in my mouth. And then Casey's like, I wouldn't know what to do even if I didn't have to stop, though.
And then this is when he's like, you like blondes, right? And like turns on fucking porn. And Casey
puts on porn, and then he won't.
Goddamn uncomfortable.
He won't stop talking about the porn.
Nope. And Casey, this is the first time Casey is like, maybe this isn't good. This is not a good feeling I'm having.
This might be weird.
This is weird. I don't like it. He doesn't like it.
No.
And then that's the end of part 1. And then part 2 starts. So we're in the hotel room, and Casey did crash on the pull-out couch. And this coach needs to stop being shirtless around this child.
Always shirtless.
And he's like changing into his dumb polo. And then Casey is like, how you feel it? Like, how you doing? And he's like, I feel gross. And coach is like, that's what a hangover is. And I'm like, he doesn't feel gross from the hangover, you predator. That's not what he meant.
He feels gross for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. And then he like goes to school, and everyone knows that he like hung out with the coach in his hotel room, and they're like jealous about it. They're like, I hear you got some one-on-one time with the coach. Ugh, I would kill for that. I'm like, why is everyone like thinking this is a cool thing?
Seriously. Oh, but we also see Allie giving Jenna all sorts of
Allie
shit.
and Claire are both being like vicious, and it's great.
It's amazing. Allie's the best friend. And then she says, go tip her cow or something.
Because I guess people from Alberta are like Hicks.
I guess.
Is that what the stereotype is?
Who
I have
knows?
no idea. But then Jenna starts talking to Casey, and she's like, so how are you doing? Like, how did you get home okay? And he's like, yeah, it was fine. And then she's like, yeah, I was getting weird vibes. Like, he walked in on us kissing. It was creepy.
Yeah.
And then Casey's like, no, he's fine. He's cool. But it's fine. And he's like defending the coach because he's just so broken.
He's so broken. And then, speaking of creepy and weird, so Declan comes over to Holly J, and he has a fake Irish accent, and he's giving her a coffee, and it's kind of sweet. And then she's like, that's a lot of Irish for the morning. And then Fiona comes, and she takes Holly J's coffee, and she's like, ew, this isn't what I wanted. And Declan's like, yeah, I didn't get it for you.
Holly J.
And Holly J's like, fine, whatever. And then she like licks it, and Holly J's like, I guess keep it, whatever.
Yeah.
And Fiona's like weirdly jealous.
Yeah.
She needs her own friends. This is creepy.
Because they're too codependent, and it's creepy.
It's creepy. She's like jealous. She's comes
like,
over.
can we hang out after school and like go get sushi or something? And Declan's like, well, I have like this musical thing after school. I can't do it. She's like, fine, more yellowtail for me. And it made me really want sushi.
Ooh, maybe I'll have sushi later.
And I think Allegra ordered sushi last night when I was gone because we watched this episode, and she was like, oh, yellowtail. That sounds good.
Right.
But then we are at this weird pep rally thing that's like in front of the school, and the cheerleaders are terrible. The coach is like give them a grr. They're like, grr.
It's honestly
so bad.
the weakest roar I've ever seen in my life.
And they're like introducing all the players, and then Casey bails on it to like go throw up in a trash can, and Jenna runs after him and is rightfully worried. And she's like, "What are you okay? Like, what's happening?" And he's like, "I drank beers with the coach last night." And she's like, "He drove you home drunk?" And he's like, "No, I crashed there actually." And she's like, "There is something off with him. Like, he's weird and creepy." And Casey's like, "He's fine." And it's like I actually like Jenna in this episode because she's like, "Stranger danger, no."
Seriously, like she did a shitty thing. Don't
like,
get me wrong, but also she
cares about Casey and is like knows something is up.
Yeah.
I think she and Casey are way better suited for each other than Claire and Casey were.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Claire was ready.
No.
And now Declan is Mr. High School, according to Fiona. And also he pronounces Coppola wrong.
Oh, yeah, he says Coppola, right?
Yeah.
And Fiona's like, what are you doing? You're Mr. High School. And he's like, I can't help it. I like people. And then he's like, because she's eating lunch alone in the Zen garden. And he says it makes her life look like a Sofia Coppola movie.
It's like, it sounds like a sad Sophia. And he says
Coppola.
Sofia
Canada?
Coppola.
I don't know.
Canada.
And then...
But it's all a little incesty.
It's weird. It
feels a little gross.
This isn't how twins act.
I don't think they're twins.
Yeah, they are.
No, I think she's a year younger than him.
I'm pretty sure they're twins, right?
I don't know. Tweet at
like
us. I think she's a year younger than him.
I feel like they're twins, but I don't know.
Because they're not in any of the same classes or anything. And I think in that media immersion thing, when they're doing like the marketing, and he's like, "Step up if you have a younger sister," and he and Sav both step up.
Oh, well, she could be minutes younger.
That's true.
I don't know. I thought they were twins. I have no idea though.
I don't know, but it's incesty and weird.
It's weird.
Oh, this is when my handwriting starts to get all weird and wobbly because I'd taken some cold medicine and it started to kick in.
But then we're like we're at practice and Casey's really distracted and coach is like reprimanding him for not having his head in the game.
Is he gaslighting him?
Yes. He's negging him. Allegra's like, he's negging him.
He's gaslighting him. Also, my handwriting is crazy here.
And then Casey is like, so can we get some beers later? And the coach is like, no, we have a game tomorrow. And he's like, but let's just hang out anyway. We could watch some tape. And he's like, yep, coming back around, boomeranging back to me.
Yeah, because that's how gaslighting works, homie.
Blah.
I hate it. And
then Fiona goes in to try out for the musical because she's like,
well, first Shantae tries out, and they're like, that's our girl. I didn't think she was that good.
Well, I don't know, compared to Fiona, though.
Well, compared to Fiona, yeah. But I was like, that was barely good. And they're like, she's our girl. I'm like, all right.
I don't know. And then Fiona's like, gonna try out, gonna do a thing, gonna get involved. And then she starts singing.
But she's gonna do the thing that Declan does because she doesn't know how to do things by herself.
Yeah. And then she starts singing Beautiful Dreamer very poorly.
So bad.
And then they're like, all right, thanks. But everyone looks like they're not hiding how bad she is on their faces.
Anya's face is hilarious.
It's like, you guys can't do that when someone's auditioning for you. And then she walks, they're like, we'll let you know. And then as soon as she walks away, was it Sav? He was like, your sister's vocally challenged.
It's real good.
And Declan is like, well, she's the best one we've seen. She's cast in the lead. I have final say because I'm a producer and Jane's not here. Bye. And it's like, okay, Declan, why?
It's not good. And then Casey is in the car with the coach.
Oh, fucking God.
Can I just say, once and for all, I don't trust a man in a sporty convertible.
No. And then he
pulls out a fucking
goddamn gun.
Oh my God.
Like, he has a gun in his glove compartment.
Who does that?
What is happening? Why do they, like, what the fuck? And it's like this is like another thing to be like, oh, look who has power in this dynamic. By the way, I have a gun, so if you say anything, I have a gun. Blah, blah, blah. It's like weird, and I don't like it. And then they're back at their